hours to get perfection. So I thought a thought, but the thought I thought was not the thought I thought that time. So we'll be moving forward with our session, reading. And with our reading, Mr. Razak still will be our first reader for clarification so that we can get the words in the right pronunciation. You may find words that are in French, that are the same writings in English, but pronunciation-wise, they are different. So Mr. Razak will be taking the first reading, and then Mr. Michel will take the second reading. I believe Mr. Esinam will take the third reading, and then the last reading will be Mr. Ahmed. So the first reading, we have Mr. Razak. The second reading, Mr. Michel. The third reading, Mr. Esinam. And then the last reading, Mr. Ahmed Dumbia will take the reading. So Mr. Razak, please, if you're available, yes, it was nice with the fun. Let's do the clarification reading. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Mr. Samuel. I hope we are ready. Okay, thanks to the technical team. Okay, good. I can see the test now. Okay, here we go for the test. Max and Ben are robots. They have autistic children social skills. It's hard to autistic children to communicate with people, yet they can communicate with these robots. A robot's face is easier to read than a person's face, explains Ben Robbins of University of Hertfordshire, UK. A person's face has many expressions. This is confusing for an autistic child. A robot's face is simpler. The child can read its expression. This makes the child feel safer. Topcliffe Primary is a school in the UK. This school has a program for autistic children. The children at Topcliffe play games with Max and Ben. As they do, they learn important social skills. They learn how to take turns. They learn when to smile and frown. Ben Robbins made a robot of his own to use with autistic children. His robot is Caspar. Caspar looks very lifelike. Its skin feels real, so children feel what it's like to touch other people. Caspar responds to different behaviors. It laughs when you touch its feet. It says, ouch, when you hit it. The children learn that when you hit people, it hurts them. Another robot for autistic children is Charlie. Laura Pocanfusco from the University of South Carolina, US, designed it. Charlie looks like a green puppet. It has a special sensor. The sensor lets it know if a child is becoming upset during play. If so, Charlie stops what it's doing and sits quietly. There's also Bandit, Zeno, Popchilla, and others. These robots may have different names, but their goal is the same. Their goal is to help autistic children take part in the world around them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Razak. So as we all know, there are a lot of autistic children in the world. And then there are robots that are made to help these autistic children, okay? So Mr. Michel, please, if you're available, you can take the second reading.
Okay. Max and Ben are robots. They teach autistic children social skills. It's hard for autistic children to communicate with people, yet they can communicate with these robots. A robot's face is easier to read than a person's face, explains Ben Robbins of the University of Hertfordshire, UK. A person's face has many expressions. This is confusing for an autistic child. A robot's face is simpler. The child can read its expressions. This makes the child feel safer. Topcliffe Primary is a school in the UK. This school has a program for autistic children. The children at Topcliffe play games with Max and Ben. As they do, they learn important social skills. They learn how to take turns. They learn when to smile and frown. Ben Robbins made a robot of his own to use with autistic children. His robot is Caspar. Caspar looks very lifelike. Its skin feels real, so children feel what it's like to touch other people. Caspar responds to different behaviors. It laughs when you touch its feet. It says, ouch, when you hit it. The children learn that when you hit people, it hurts them. Another robot for autistic children is Charlie. Laura Bokenfusco from the University of South Carolina, US, designed it. Charlie looks like a green puppet. It has a special sensor. The sensor lets it know if a child is becoming upset during play. If so, Charlie stops what he's doing and sits quietly. There is also Bandit, Zeno, Popchilla, and others. These robots may have different names, but the goal is the same. Their goal is to help autistic children take part in the world around them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michel, for taking the second reading. So the third reading will be Mr. Esuna. Mr. Esuna, please, if you're with us, please take the third reading.
Okay. Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to read the text. Max and Ben they teach autistic children social children to communicate with people, and yet they can communicate with the robot's face is easier to read than a person's face, explains Ben Robbins of the University of Hertfordshire, UK. A person's face has many expressions. This is confusing for an autistic child. A robot's face is simpler. The child can read its expression, feel safer. Topcliffe Primary is a school in the UK. This school has a program for autistic children with Max and Ben. As they do, they learn how to take turns. They learn when to smile and frown. Ben Robbins made a robot of his own to use with autistic children. His robot is Caspar. Caspar looks very like, so children feel what Caspar responds to different behaviors. It laughs when you touch its feet. It says ouch when you hit it. The children learn that when you hit people, it hurts them. Another robot for autistic children is Charlie. Laura Bocanfusco from the University of South Carolina designed it. Charlie looks like a green puppet. It has a special sensor. The sensor lets it know if a child is becoming upset during play. If so, Charlie, sorry, my screen, yes, okay. Charlie stops what it's doing and sits quietly. There is also Bandit, Zeno, Popchilla, and others. These robots may have different names, but their goal is the same. Their goal is to help autistic children take part in the world around them. Thank you. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, have you heard me? When
Yes, I can hear you.
I was reading?
Yes, I got you. I got you. Thank you.
Okay. I asked that, yes, okay. I asked that, have you heard me when I was reading?
Yes, we heard you when you were reading. You had a bit of glitch in there, but your network was okay afterwards. At the beginning, you had a bit of glitch, but
Okay.
afterwards, your reading was okay. So we will take the final reading from Mr. Ahmed Dumbia, who will take the final reading so that we get the questions of the day. So
Okay,
Mr.
thank you,
Ahmed,
sir.
if you're with us, unmute your microphone and then we go. Mr. Ahmed Dumbia, can you hear us? Okay. So if Mr. Ahmed is not available, Mr. Suleiman, are you with us, sir?
Okay.
Yes, you can take the final reading.
Okay. Max and Ben are robots. They teach autistic children social skills. It's hard for autistic children to communicate with people, yet they can communicate with these robots. A robot face is easier to read than the person's face explains Ben Robbins of University of Hertfordshire, UK. A person's face has many expressions. This is confusing for an autistic child. A robot face is simpler. The child can read its expressions. This makes the child feel safer. Topcliffe Primary in the school in the UK. This school has a program for autistic children. The children at Topcliffe play games with Max and Ben. As they do, they learn important social skills. They learn how to take turns. They learn when to smile and frown. Ben Robbins made a robot of his own to house with autistic children. His robot is Caspar. Caspar looks very lifelike. Its skin feels real, so children feel what it's like to touch other people. Caspar responds to different behavior. It loves when you touch.
It loves when you touch its feet. It says ouch when you hit it.
Yes, Mr. Suleiman, we're listening to you, please. Hello, Mr. Suleiman.
Okay, you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm hearing you. You can finish, please try and finish
Okay,
the,
okay. Its skin feels real. So children feel what it's like to touch other people. Gaspar responds to different behavior. It loud when you touch its feet. It says, ouch. When you eat it, the children learn that when you eat people, it hurt them. Another robot for autistic children is Charlie. Laura Bucanfusco from the University of South Carolina, US, designed it. Charlie looks like a green puppet. It has a special sensor. The sensor lets it know if a child is becoming upset during play. If so, Charlie stops what it's doing and sights quickly. There is also Bandit, Zeno, Pop Chira, and others. This robot may have different names, but their goal is the same. Their goal is help autistic children take part in the world around them. Thank you.
thank you very much, Mr. Suleiman, for taking final reading. So pronunciation, you say sensor, okay, the sensor. And also you have the last one, a robot, okay, robot. In French, you say robot, but in English, it's robot. Great. Thank you very much for taking the final reading. As usual, we'll be having the questions displayed on our screens. The easy questions that we are going to look at, and then try to understand what these robots are, what autistic is, and then how we can be able to help children with that. So let's look at the questions. Number one, it says that, what do you understand by social skills? When someone says social skills, what comes to your mind? Okay, what's the meaning of social skills? Two, says that, how do you think we can teach social skills? So in which ways, in which mediums, in which occurrences can we use to teach social skills? Okay. Three is saying, what are the crucial social skills to have? What are the most important social skills to have as a person to be, good in the society and also good in your workplace and at home as well? Then number four is asking, can robots replace human beings in teaching process? Can robots replace human beings in teaching process? So when you're looking at robots replacing human beings in teaching process, it's not just in teaching in class. You're looking at hospital teaching, you're looking at social skills teaching, you're looking at teaching as a coach, football coach, or other sporting activities. And then the last one says, what can be the dangers in using robots at home or in schools? What can be some dangers that will, are prone to people due to usage of robots at home or in schools? So please take 1 minute or 2 minutes, write down your questions, and then we will send you a link right on your screen to be able to join the smaller groups. So as you're writing the questions, I'm calling them out again. Number one says, what do you understand by social skills? What do you understand by social skills? What comes to your mind? What is the meaning of social skills? Two, how do you think we can teach social skills? Do you think maybe when you gather people, you teach them social skills, or you teach people one-on-one, or maybe you need an occasion to teach them? Three, what are the crucial social skills to have, the important skills, okay? Sometimes they have a proverb that when you have school knowledge and then you don't have the home knowledge, it is not good. You also need the home knowledge. So now, in which occurrence should you look at the important social skills? Four, can robots replace human beings in teaching process? Okay, so teaching any skill, whether it's social, educational, or life or business skills, can robots replace human beings? And then the last one, what can be the dangers in using robots at home or in schools? We have watched movies, we have seen some robots. Do you think you have some dangers using them at home or in school? These are the questions we'll be discussing about in our smaller groups. So take time, write them, and then join the smaller group as you have the link on your screen. Thank you.
Okay, Razak, I think you will be in charge of one of the groups, and Geraldine, you will be in charge of the second group. Thank you.
Hello, is there something wrong? Mr. Samuel?
Yes, I believe the technical team is working on the connection to the smaller groups.
Okay. But I can notice Mr. Oga is no more in.
Yes, so he's working on the technicalities to get us connected.
Okay, so in waiting, I think we can start with the first two questions.
Sure, sir.
All right, so let's go and. All right, is everybody around and ready to speak?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So the first question, what is social skills? Here, I need a man, I need a woman, I need a man, and the man, and the man. But all those who would like to say something, kindly activate your mic, turn by turn, and tell us your definition of social skill.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Baman.
Yes. For me, social skill is your ability to relate well. Your ability to relate well with your neighborhood.
Okay, your ability to relate with your neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, another person?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. I think a social skill is a competence which facilitate interaction and communication with others.
Okay, social skill is competence which facilitate interaction with others.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now I need a female voice. Sorry for the men. I always give honor to the ladies. Yes, and I'm still having only one lady. Madame Girardine, yes, can you tell us something?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Razak.
You're welcome.
I think social skills, they are personal skills that someone has, and like the person, they allow the person to interact with his environment, with his neighborhood. So that is what I can say.
All right. Yes, I will take one more person to tell us what he thinks. Mr. Michel, are you around?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is social construct?
Yes, according to me, social skills is what someone is capable to do, what you can do in the society. I join the sir who said competence.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Hello.
Speak.
Good morning,
Yes,
everybody.
hello. I think
Okay.
someone is testing his.
Hello.
I think you can all accept and join your group, please. Geraldine will be in charge of one of the groups, and Razak will be in charge of the second group. Okay, I think Samuel, you can take over for the plenary.
Sure, sir. Okay, again, I would say good afternoon to everyone. Mr. Verdi, Mr. Eddie, Mr. Ashina, Mr. Michelle, and Mr. Suleiman. Good afternoon to you all. Now, I would start with Mr. Suleiman. When we say social skills, now, let's not use big English. Remember, let's keep it simple so that everyone understands. When we say social skills, what comes to your mind, or what do you understand by social skills?
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, I think that social skills is the competence that someone have to help someone to integrate in the society, for example.
So still someone has to be able to integrate into the society. Mr. Michel, can you share your view?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So social skills.
Okay, what that means?
Yes.
Okay, according to me, is what someone is capable or able to do. And when we are talking about social, that means the help that we can give to someone or some groups. I can say like someone which all competencies that we need to interact with someone or with people.
That's a very good one. Mr. Verdi, once your microphone is already unmuted, you can continue.
Okay, what do I think for social skills?
Yes. What do you understand?
My understanding, social skills for me is a skill, or let's say a tool, or let's say a way. A way is a way or is a skill we use every day. We use every day to interact or communicate with others.
A tool, a way we use to interact with others.
Yes.
So as you're saying, it is a way, a tool to interact with others.
Yes.
Or a skill we use to interact with others. Now, in which ways do you think you can teach social skills in your society or in your community? In which ways do you think you can teach social skills in your community today? At least give me 2 or 3.
Okay. In which way we can, you mean we can teach people with the social skills?
Like you, if you want to teach people social skills in your community today, in which ways will you, Mr. Verdi, teach them?
First of all, I can give smile. Smiling is a wealth. Is a way of using social skills. Smiling to people is a skills. I don't know how to say it. You can say smiling. We can say respect. To be respectful around people is also a social skill. You can also add. I don't know what else I can add.
Yeah, you can do the last one.
The last one, I think.
Yeah. Right.
Let me think, sir. Let me get back to you shortly.
Sure, I'll do that. Mr. Michel, please let me come down to you and then you give your contribution on this. Concerning the teaching of social skills in your community, if you have the opportunity to do that, in which 3 ways can you teach, the youth or people about social skills in your community?
Okay, thank you. I can say that we do it every time, but what I can say at this time is we try to have contact, physical contact with the people. According to me, is the first step. And you need to have contact with them, try to discuss with them, try to know, to create a relation. And if you try to have a good relation with them, you can know more things about them and know how you can help them. Social skills, that is what I think about teaching them.
That was a very good contribution. Mr. Suleiman, so we leave the best for last there. So let's take your view on the ways you can teach 3 social skills to the youth or the people in your community.
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, I think that when you want to teach social skills to the person, I think that it is a behavior that you must have. You must have to explain someone what is the way or what is what is the behavior that you have, you must have to integrate in the society. For example, if you take in your family, I think that we make we make social skills in our family. When you try to say to your son that this thing is good, this thing is not good, you must do it, you must do it, you mustn't do it. I think that it is it is like the social skills according to me. And I think that the social skills, it is the capacity of someone to help other person to have a good behavior in his society, for example. It is my opinion in these questions.
That was a good one. Please don't mute your microphone. So I want you to correct the pronunciation. You say behavior. Okay.
Behavior. Okay.
Behavior.
Okay.
Now, before let's look at number 3. What do you think are the basic, okay, or the most important social skills as an individual to have in a community? The basic or the most important social skills to have as an individual. So at least give me 2 and then explain why you should have those social skills.
I can take the floor.
Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. The crucial social skills that we must have, I think that it is have a good behavior, and have the capacity to choose the good thing for us, and the thing which is not good for us. For example, if I take for example of when you want to teach a autistic child, I think that you must learn him what is what is the good way to do something. For example, to help someone and to communicate with someone. For example, you must have a disposition that to take to do it. For example. Yeah.
Okay, so that will be 1. What about the second one? Remember, you're doing 2. So everybody will be doing 2. Mr. Suleiman?
Yes?
Yes, you gave 1. Remember, everybody will be given 2. 2 basic social skills.
2.
Yes.
Oh, 2.
Yes. So Mr. Vedi will give 2, and then Mr. Michel, you also give 2. So you prepare as we are going. Yes, so Mr. Suleiman, please continue with the second one.
If the second that I had, it is have the capacity to transfer skills to the person, for example.
Which skills are you transferring?
The skills which is linked to the for example, for help someone, help your neighbor, and have to be a kind person. For example, I think that you can teach him that it is the way for if you want to live want to have a good life in the society. For example, you must be kind for people or other person which around you, for example.
Okay. Mr. Verdi, are you ready with your 2?
Well, please, what is the question?
So we are doing question 3. Okay, what do you think are the most important? Okay, what are the most important or the most basic social skills to have as an individual in a community? And everyone is going to give 2 and explain why you should have that social skill.
Okay. I think the two that I can give as an example, I can say is first one is listening, and knowing how to communicate with people. Communication for me
Okay, so good communication and listening.
Good communication and listening.
Okay, why? Why should someone have good communication and listening as an important social skill?
Because I think with those two skills, it will not be easy for you to interact and communicate with people around you. For me, that's one of the most important skills, social skills that I think are important for someone. Yeah.
Yeah, you explained just one. I want you to explain the second one.
Okay, but they look like listening. You have to be able to listen to people. Okay, the first one I was talking about communication. As for that one, I'm done with that. But as for the listening, it's also, I mean, it looks like the second one, the communication. You have to be able to also listen to people. We cannot just communicate. You have to also be able to listen to people when you communicate with them. I don't know, so you're getting me, or maybe I'm confusing you.
No, I'm getting the point. You
Yes,
know, yeah, to be able to be a good listener understands everything, and then it's able to follow up with good communication. So if you don't have good listening skills, your communication skills are not good. Yes. That's very, very good. Mr. Michel, please, if you're with us, you take the third question. So you're going to give me two basic or two most important skills to have, okay, as a social skill in your community, and why you're supposed to have that.
Okay, thank you. The first reason, the first thing I want to say is you need to love helping people. If you are not ready to help someone or another person to make sacrifice for another people, you can have all the social skills, you can do nothing for them. According to me, love helping people. The second one is you need to make them trust in you. I join Mr. Verdi about communication. If you don't have to make people trust in you, it will be very difficult to know how to use the social skills that you have. And finally, I can say sometimes we need to learn about social skills.
Okay, so Mr. Michel, you're still on floor. You're taking questions number, you take question number 4. You're starting with that. Do you think robots have the capacity to replace human beings when it comes to teaching? And why would it be a yes or no?
According to me, robots can't replace human in the teaching process. Robots can help us. I'm agree with that, but replace human, according to me, is not possible. Why? Robots can't do something like human, like people. I can try to try to think about something before talking. I can try to, when I have someone in my face, I can try to know if these people are has a problem, or try to know when we are talking how I can help him. But robots cannot do that. Robot is like a machine, according to me. But we have some abilities that robots are not able to have. I don't know if you understand me.
I understand that point clearly. So you believe that there are some specialties when it comes to human beings that robots may not have. So
Yes.
you believe robots cannot replace human beings in teaching processes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Verdi, let me come to you, your take on number 4. Do you believe robots can take away human beings, replace them when it comes to teaching processes?
I think, I don't know if, I'm not sure that robots can replace human being in the teaching. But I can also, it depends on the circumstances. It can, robo can teach, but it can't replace human being. It can teach in some areas, but it can't replace a human being. Yes, like we were reading that text. Robo. Sorry, sir.
Is it a
Max and Ben?
Okay.
Max and Ben. We were reading Max and Ben.
Yes.
I read I don't know a passage that was saying that Robo doesn't have expression faces or something like that. Because as human being, we need that expression when we are talking, when you are communicating with somebody or with someone. But as for the robot, it doesn't have it. It doesn't have it. It's like a teaching. It can be a teaching for you to see that expression on someone's face. This is an example that I can say that robot robot can teach, but it can't replace human being. And also because we all know robots has been I don't know how to say it. Probably maybe I'm not in the hello.
Yes, I'm with you, please.
Yeah, I was saying that robots can teach a human being in some area, but it can't replace a human being. Because first of all, robot doesn't have emotions. Emotion is part of a human being, and we need, as for emotion, we need to be taught through emotion. Robot don't have emotions. Robot doesn't have expression faces, which a human being needs to see. This is an example that I can give. And that's why I think robot can't replace a human being, but it can teach in some area. Like, for instance, a robot doesn't know what we call false. It knows what we call true. It doesn't lie. A robot doesn't lie unless you programs it for it to lie. But it doesn't lie. As like human being.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was a very good one. So, Mr. Suleiman, what is your take on question 4? Do you think robots can replace human beings in teaching processes, or you think otherwise?
In my opinion, I think that a robot can't replace human beings in the teaching process. because
Is it a yes or no?
no, robot cannot replace human beings. Okay, because I think that robot is programmed by human, and robot is not sensible, and robot is limited on its teaching, for example, and the robot learn that the programmer enter in it, for example. I think that robot is limited, but the robot can help someone to teaching, but it can't replace human being on this process. If you take, for example, on the field of reflection, I think that robot cannot make reflection. It is very difficult for this robot. But robots can create some quiz for someone when you want to learn something. For example, the robot can program the quiz or use the quiz, and it is easy for in this way to the robot to help someone. When you go when you go where we feel which is linked in the social, sensible, or thinking, for example, I think that robot cannot use for this type of teaching. But in the
When it comes to critical thinking?
Yes, in technical teaching, for example, it is possible the robot can help the human being to teach, but the robot cannot replace a human being in the process, in this process.
Okay, that's also a very good one. So, Mr. Suleiman, you still have the floor. Let's look at question 5. You know, as we are all looking at robots helping people getting their daily goals, we are looking at robots, for example, you know, technology helping someone be able to achieve their daily goals. What do you think will be some of the dangers associated using robots at home or in school? At least everyone is going to give me 3. Okay, everyone is going to give me 3 dangers associated using robots at home or in school. Thank you.
Okay, for example, at home, the first dangers that I see is, for example, you know that robot is a machine, is programmed by someone, and on the program we can have some error, and some error can affect the teaching when you use this robot for teaching. For example, if this robot have a bug, in this time automatically the teaching will be wrong, for example, and it cannot give to the learners, for example, the good information. It is the first. The two is the when the robot replace human being. In this case, we can have some problem for the teacher if robot take the place of teacher. I think that by the director of other school can't can take again a teacher for in the school, in the school, for example. And I think that if a robot replace human, it is a problem for us again. And the third way, or the third danger is the if a robot take the knowledge of human being. I think that it is dangerous for our world. But the robot can have a technical mutation to dominate our world, for example. And according to me, I think that it's dangerous for us. We must use robot to help us, but don't let robot to take the control, for example, of our teaching system, for example.
So pronunciation, robots,
Robot.
take
Okay.
robots, and then error.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last one, machine. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you.
robots, the first one, the second one, you say machine, not machine. And then the last one will be error. Okay, error. So it was a good one there, not allowing robots to be able to control everything. You shouldn't give total control to everything. Mr. Verdi, I see
Yes,
your
sir.
microphone is already unmuted, so it means you are ready for me already.
Not really, sir, but I'm looking for some example. I don't really know what to say. But I was thinking about what I just said earlier about the robot. That
Yes.
like the question is, what can be the dangers in using robots at home or in school?
Yes.
As for this question, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. But first of all, what I
Okay.
can say is that
There are a lot.
is
There are a lot.
yes, 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 yes. First of all, I can say we can use robots at home and in school, but it will be difficult to use it in both, both places. It will be difficult because first of all, it's not a human being, and a human being that it's true that human being for him to teach, he need a program. But the robot we need a programmer for it to teach, or for it to be used at home. There are many things that robot can do at home, but there are also many things that it can't do at home. It will be difficult for him to even manage a house or home. It can do that, but it will be difficult for the robot to do that. But that's for
How,
example,
how will
for
it be difficult?
example, sorry, sir.
How will it be difficult for the robots to manage the house?
Because it's a machine. Robot is a machine. It can easily get spoiled, and it will depend on the robot. It's a machine. It can manage, but at the end of the day, it can easily get spoiled. So it depends on the way it will be. It will be a program, or it will be I don't know, used at home, even in school. Yeah.
So that's your first one. What about the
Yeah.
second?
As for the second one is home, school, right? The second one is school. As for school too, I think school it will be easier for him to manage school than home. For me, it will be easier for that robot to manage school than home, because there are a lot of tasks at home than school. I think so. As for school, he can do that because also he will need a program. He will need a program. And I think it won't be enough. It won't be difficult for him to manage in school in school than home, because at school there are program. He can come just to do to teach one I don't know how to call it,
Subject?
one subject that he comes. He can be programmed at a certain time, like to 8, from 8 to 12, and then when it is done, then he leaves. But as for home, it will be difficult. But as for school, I think it will be easier for him to manage, because it will be already programmed. That's why I
But
think
remember, with school, you have different students coming.
subjects.
You have
Yes,
different subjects. You have different activities.
yes.
Don't you think there may be any dangers involved using the robot? Do you think there will be zero dangers?
They won't. It can never be zero dangerous. Dangerous. It will be dangerous, but not much more than being at home. Is what I mean. They will be dangerous at school, but not much more much than the one at home. Is what I mean. It will be dangerous, but at school at home, no, not enough. Like I was saying, You have to be programmed at school. You'll be programmed at school. Even at home, you'll be programmed, but it can be more dangerous at school than in school than home.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for your contribution. It was really, really appreciated. We'll now go down to Mr. Michel. Yes, the microphone is already unmuted. He's ready to give us, at least, I'm sure he's the last one. So at least you can give us maybe 3 or 4. We will appreciate it if you give us more.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
The first thing I want to say is I was talking about contact. Human can't live with if he has not contact with another one. And according to me, if you are living with robots, or if you use it at home or in school, you are going to lose the contact that you need with people. You cannot learn how to discuss with people, how to work with people, how to do something with people. The second one is you are going to have robots are not able to do everything. You are going to be limited in your house or in school, because you cannot command everything robots to do it for you. If you are at home, you cannot ask, according to me, you cannot ask robot to prepare to do something. But I don't know if I say this because I didn't say I don't see a robot yet. I don't know, but according to me, robots are not able to do everything. The third thing is you are going to. We said that you are going to think like machine, because every time you are using robots, maybe at home or at school, you are going to think about like machine. You 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 will not be able to answer, give answer for any problem or any situation in your life. That is the three things that I take note here.
That was a very, very, very good one. Yeah. Now let's still look at robots. With robots, sometimes in some countries, when you go to the banks, these robots have replaced human beings. These robots are taking your checks, your deposit checks, and then they are taking also your deposit cash. Do you think in the next 50 to 100 years, robots will replace human beings when it comes to work? I mean, profession, jobs. Yes.
Okay. It's okay for me. I finish what I thought.
Yes, please. Mr. Michel, is for you, please.
Yes, it's okay for me.
It's okay for you.
Yes.
So in the next 50 years, when you go to the hospital and you see a robot doctor, will you allow it to operate on you?
Currently, I'm not sure.
Why?
As for me, yes.
I don't know if I.
So I can
How can I tell about my problem to the robot? I don't know.
The robot will diagnose you, the robot will scan your body, diagnose your problem, and then we'll be able to tell you, okay, after scanning your body, I diagnose that you have this, and that. So you will need this medication and that medication.
I don't know if it's the Verdi or it's the Suleiman. He
1 minute to go. 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
He said that robots can have problem with the program. The program can have some errors or mistake, which can attack the system, and it can give the student the good information, or it can give me the good information. That is why I said that.
Okay. But Mr. Verdi, if you go to the hospital in let's say 20, 30 years, and you meet a robot doctor, will you allow the robot doctor to operate on you? And why?
Sir, I think yes, I can allow the robot to operate on me because it's work. It is his work for him to operate on me, because I think that is his area. That's why I think I can allow him to operate on me, even though he might make mistakes. Even though he can make mistakes, but I can allow him to operate on me. I can trust him, but not 100%. I can trust him, but not 100%. Because it is also because it is programmed for him to do that, to work on it, to work on that area. That's why I think I can trust. I can allow him to work on me.
Mr. Suleiman, what's your take on that? Would you allow a robot doctor to work on you, and why?
No. In my opinion, I think that it is very difficult for a robot to diagnose me. It is very dangerous. But we say that human being is sensible. Robot is not sensible. We have a lot of difference between a human being and robot. It is very difficult for robot to give you some medication after receive you. According to me, it is very, very difficult. This work is the work of a human being. He can see you and he can know that you have some problem, that the robot is programmed. The program is something that you put in the robot to say to the robot, if you see this, tell this, for example. According to me, I think that the robot is very, very limited to replace the doctor in our hospital, for example. But he can help human being in his work. But replace the doctor, I think that it is very, very difficult. It depends of your, I don't know. According to me, I think that it is very difficult. Very difficult. In the bank, it is okay, but in the health domain, it is very difficult. It is very difficult, according to me.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Verdi will be taking the position as the rapporteur for the group. And then on that note, I would say welcome back to the other groups to the main session. So Mr. Razak and then Madam Gerardine's group, you are all welcome back. And as we all know, we'll be taking the summaries from your group activities. So my rapporteur, Mr. Verdi, will be taking questions number 1 and 2. Mr. Razak, your group will be taking question number 3, because that is quite a lot. And then Madam Gerardine, your group will be taking questions number 4 and 5. So I repeat, Question 1 and 2 will be for the plenary. Mr. Verdi, you take charge of that. 2, 3 will be Mr. Zach, and 4, 5 will be for Madam. So, Mr. Verdi, please, if you're available, you can take.
Okay. So the question we spoke about we spoke about the social skills, and the first question was, what do you understand by social skills? Social skills, and we said that the social skills, like my instance that I took, social skill is a skill that we use every day to interact and communicate with others. And we also, and the second one was, how do you think we can teach social skills? We took 2 examples, which was, I can mention some instead of only 2. We use listening skill. Listening, we took communication, we took touch. We also took, I think we also took non-verbal communication. Am I right, sir?
Yes, we took listening, and then we took
communication.
Communication.
Yes, that's what we took. What we spoke about.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. I believe we were able to follow up. So question 3, that will be for Mr. Razak's group. So Mr. Razak, please, you can let your rapporteur take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel. If Mr. AD is there, kindly come and give a short summary of what we maintained as far as the second, no, I think the third question is concerned. Thank you.
Okay. Concerning the third question, what we said is that the most important social skills to have is the confidence. The confidence, because if you are not confident, it can show that we cannot able to speak fluently with the others, and it can limit your behavior to other people. The second, we say that the forgiveness is essential because we live in the same environment, and if we don't forgive themselves, it can limit our social cohesion and create fighting between us. This is why you said.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Eddie, for your contribution. We'll go to Madam Geraldine's group. That will be for 3. 3 was answered by Mr. Razak's group. So we'll be taking 4 and 5 by Madam Geraldine's group.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Samuel. Mr. Morin is the reporter of the group. So, Mr. Morin, kindly give us the report. Thank you.
Okay, question first. Can robots replace human beings in the teaching process? Our group, the answer was a bit shared. So in our group, you say something. Some people say no, and they, because they can't really have emotion. They can know something that help like human beings. So it is our answer in this question. So in for the question 5, what can be the danger in using robots at home or in school? The danger you can have is become lazy. So people will become lazy if use a robot at home. And the danger is robots don't have ethics. So it is some danger you can list. I don't know if you get my point.
Take your point again. You were breaking. Take the last point. You were breaking, please.
Okay. I say the danger in using a robot at home or in school is people will become lazy, and we notice again robots don't having together ethics. So it is a two danger you list in our group.
Okay. So that was a very good one. Thank you very much, Mr. Morin, and thank you very much, Madam Geraldine, for the coordination. So we are going to let also the various monitors of the group. So Madam Geraldine, please, you take the first 10. Mr. Razak will take the second, and I'll take the last. Please, I want you to note out some mistakes made by your participants during their participation in the discussion, some common mistakes made, and then the corrections. Madam Jardine, please, if you're available, you can take that. Okay, so I believe Madam Jardine may not be available now. Mr. Razak, please, if you're available, can you please take some time to correct pronunciation mistakes, grammatical mistakes, and expression mistakes from your group, please?
All right, thank you, Mr. Samuel. The correction is surely for some people who made it, but at the same time, it is for everybody as well, so that we take them into account whenever we are speaking. The very first one is the usage of the verb to agree. To agree is a regular verb, so it behaves like any other regular verb. When I say I want, I say I agree, not agree. So it is I agree and not agree. And the negative, I mean the contrary, is I disagree or I don't agree. The next one is about the usage of two verbs that people usually mix because they usually focus on French and bring it into English. And these verbs are to learn and to teach. When you have the lesson and you are reading, you are learning. One. Now, when someone is giving you the lesson, the person is teaching you. So the robot teaches and the children learn. For sure, if you take your dictionary, French, English, and you check, you're probably going to see the same word for French. But when you come in English, we pay attention to the context. When you are receiving, you are learning, but when you are giving, you are teaching. The next one is about the words ending in CE. Example, confidence. So when we take confidence, it is the noun. Now, when you want to use the adjective, the CE becomes T, and you have confident. Another example, I can take silence. My adjective becomes silent. So I can say currently there is silence because we are correcting some mistake. And I'm still in the same context. I can say everybody is silent because there is the correction. And as far as mispronunciation is concerned, I have the word H-U-M-A-N. We say human, not human, not human, but human. And the last thing I would like to correct is the usage of according to me. Please kindly take it into consideration. Whenever you want to give your opinion about the topic, the best expressions to use are in my mind, to my mind, in my point of view, in my opinion, or simply I think, and then you continue with your sentence. This will be all by my side. Thank you for listening, and thank you for taking them into consideration whenever you are to speak English. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Razak. So we got the corrections from your group. Thank you very much. And then my group, I believe, with the pronunciation, usually when you want to say robot, okay, in French it's robot, but in English is robot. And then the next word in English, it is machine, machine. Then the third one will be error. Okay, pronunciation you take where with what I have. So I believe we would close, but before we close, I want two volunteers to give us a very fast reading on the tongue twister. I want two volunteers to give us some fun time before we close for today. Yes, you can take the floor, please.
I took, but the took, I took was not the took, I took that time.
That was a good one. Do we have any one to try? Anyone else? But in a fast pace.
Okay, sir. Me, sir.
Okay, Mr. Verdi, try.
I thought I was not the but I thought that time.
Okay, that was very fast. Any challenger? Any challenger?
Me.
Okay,
I'm
Mr.
ready.
Dibeka. Mr. Dibeka and Mr. Eddie. So Mr. Dibeka, you take, and then Mr. Eddie, you take.
Okay.
Okay. I thought, but the thought I thought was not the thought I thought that time.
Mr. Verdi is still leading. Anyone else? Mr. Eddie, try.
Yeah, okay. I talk, but the talk I talk was not the talk I talk that tata.
So today's champion will be Mr. Verdi.
Yes.
Verdi.
Champion for the tongue twister will be Mr. Verdi.
Yes,
so
sir.
on next Saturday, if you want to take the tongue twister champion, you challenge Mr. Verdi to tongue twisting.
Okay, sir.
So we would say thank you very much to everyone who was able to make it to the Virtual English Club for today. Remember, we are meeting again on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Make it a point to join us. And also Saturday, if you wish to take the crown away from Mr. Verdi, prepare yourself, prepare your tongue, try and get some English breakfast, English lunch, and then you take the crown away from Mr. Verdi. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and see you next Wednesday, 12 p.m. The same link, tell a friend to learn English and give value to someone's life. Thank you very much and see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, sir. Bye, sir.